the one, the only, Ben Sion. Good morning and welcome to Yeshiva YouTube Daily Double. Today we're doing Masechah Shekalim, Paraches, Mishnayos, Dalet, and hey, Mishnah Dalet says, Paroches shenitmet bavlada tuma, madbilan osa b'fnim, umachnisan osa b'yad. Let's say about Paroches, which was used to cover a Kodesh HaKdashim. So we're going to see how elaborate the weaving and the sewing was. Let's say it became tummy with a vlada tuma. Vlada tuma are basically mashkin, liquids that Rabbanim Ragozer tuma on them, right? They're not considered to be an ava tuma. They're not mashkin that came from a zava or zava, the urine or the spit that came from a zava or zava, which are ava tumas. It's vlada tuma. It's less a rishon tuma, a sheni tuma, and normally mashkin are not matame kelim. Mashkin are not matame kelim. Maybe there's some adam, but not matame kelim. The rabbanon goes there, so it's only a gzera the rabbanon. Matbilan osa bifnim. You have no worries. You can be tovel inside the actual Beis Hamikdash, inside the heichal if you wanted to. We'll see in a second that if it actually became tamei from the spit that came from a zav or a zava, then you would have to take it out because you can't. Things which are tamei midoraisa, you have to take out of not just the heichal but also the azara. Once it becomes dry, you don't have to wait for herav shemesh because it's only the rabbanon. So therefore, when it's dry, put it back. Whenever it became tamei, which with liquids that came from a zav or a zava, you have to take it outside the azara. You put it in an open space outside the azara to dry. If it was a new paroches, you would put it on top of the benches that would be raised up. What was the purpose of exhibiting it to the public? So people should see it and take pride in the beauty of the paroches. I'll talk more about how this connects to the idea of hiddur mitzvah. I think it tells you something very important about Shekalim, and you're supposed to be mahadir the mitzvah, is supposed to make the mitzvahs beautiful. I'll tell you what I learned from this Mishnah in Ian Mitzion. Hey, Rabbi Shimon Galil Omer Mishum Rabbi Shimon ben Asagan Paroches Avya Tefa. Paroches was thick at Tefa. Tefa is like this. So, that's how thick it was. Val Shivim Ushtayim Nimin Ne'areges. So basically, it's 72 large strings that was woven together. I don't know if they did the plain weave or the satin weave, the plain weave, or the denim weave. There's three basic weaves. Every string of these 72 was actually was sewed together of 72 actual smaller strings. It was 40 amas high, and it was 20 amos wide. That was basically which basically covered the entrance. This is in the Beis Hamikdash. The dimensions that it says in the Torah for the Mishkan, the Beis Hamikdash was 3 or 4 times as big as dimensions in the Beis Hamikdash. That's why it was so high and so wide. It was made from a composition of 20,080 strings. I guess if you do the math, I didn't do the math. Basically 72 times 24. Do the math. I don't know if that's what it's true. They would make 2 new paroches every year. When you had to be tovel, either midrabanan or daraisa, so you need 3. It was so heavy, you needed 300 kohanim. Rabbi Bartanura says this is an exaggeration. They didn't need that many kohanim, but they needed a lot of kohanim because it was very heavy to put it in the waters of the mikvah. Now I don't know how it didn't get ruined in the waters. I guess they let it out to dry, so it didn't get ruined. Stay tuned for Iyam Mitzion, where I talk about what it says in Mishnah Dalet, that a new paroches, they used to make a public display after they were tovel in the mikvah, so everyone should see it. I'll tell you what I learned about hiddur mitzvah from this Mishnah. Iyam Mitzion, coming up next.